I really only, since I had my daughter, I realized that life is too short and I kind of only need to tackle things that I'm afraid of or seem challenging, and at the end of the day will hopefully make me better. And I feel like this role embodies all of that. Again, I don't break it down to what my character does for a living. And I don't think that's what's interesting about the role at all. So, when actresses like Annette Bening or anybody plays any kind of role, it's never, or here's another great example, Elizabeth Shue in Leaving Las Vegas, even Marissa Tomei in The Wrestler. There was a lot of obvious nudity, and they all did things, but it was their sadness. It was where they came from. It was the darkness they brought to it. It was the humanity, because people can relate to that. They can't really relate to a girl who's, using her body to make money. I think only very few people in this world can identify with that. But everyone can relate to a sadness, and everyone can relate to wanting to be loved, and the need and desire to be a part of something or somebody else. And that depth is always, I think, what makes for a good performance, and certainly an interesting role to watch and play. Kate Winslet in Maria, I think she was naked 85% of the time. But it wasn't about her being naked, it was about, sort of the trauma that was behind it. It was so much more interesting.
So would you say that being a mother by yourself really changed also the whole approach, how you see your job, how you see the roles you want to play?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
No, because usually somehow it doesn't have anything to do with it, but at the same time it has to completely, because it changes your mind and therefore it changes your acting approach probably. Right?
Yeah.
Do you find words for that a bit more, or is it just some actresses take 2 years off, 3 years off? You don't do that, but you just change the roles you're playing.
Yeah, I took about a year off, year and a half. Year off, yeah.
Maybe to sum it up, and then we are almost done because we are already hitting the minute 20. What makes The Killer Inside such a strong project? I know it's you probably said a few elements before, but maybe you can sum it up in a few words. For you, what stuck with you when you read the screenplay for the first time, and now when you're shooting here? What makes the whole story so strong?
I love how most stories shy away from people's dark side, and this really brings it out completely. And where people kind of shy away and hide who they are, this really exposes the darkest, deepest kind of secrets that Lou has. And I don't know, I think that's cool. I don't think it's done enough. I think people like to wrap everything up in a pretty bow and try to pretend like we all live in Candyland or gingerbread, like this house, gingerbread house. And everything is just sugary and sweet and nice and pretty and fun. But I find that, that's 10% of life. 90% of it is trying to get there, trying to get to happiness and talk yourself out of, your head, what's in your head and your own psychosis. And this movie definitely deals with that.
One last question, which I forgot. Casey Affleck, I find it a very interesting choice, because in the past I always, when I saw Gary, his smaller movies he did, I always saw he has something, but he wasn't appreciated in the public. Now he got in 2007 the big buzz around his persona, and now I think he's getting more and more the parts he really deserves to play. With playing with him, do you see that certain skill of acting that only a few people have, and what is it exactly?
I think a lot of people have seen it. He's been working forever. He's amazing. He's a fantastic actor, and yeah, I think he's wonderful. And I'm so happy to see him play this role and embody it. He's really good as Lou.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Okay, I wanted to just ask.